Welcome back, everyone. It's a Tier 8 game on Erlenberg, and I'm driving the British Tier 8 tank destroyer, the Charioteer. This particular game is, I feel, a fine example of exactly how you should play the Charioteer, though it's a far cry from a terribly exciting match in some ways. So, gosh, what am I talking about here? Oh, Charioteer, yay! British Charioteer tank destroyer, very thinly armored. It's basically just a really big gun strapped on top of a Cromwell hull. So as a result, it actually retains a lot of the Cromwell's mobility, though the turret turns very, very slowly. Also, just keep this thing from otherwise being a gargantuan, death-stealing medium tank. In some ways, this actually drives similar to the old-school Hellcat before. I think it was the great nerf of, like, was it like 9.6, something like that? Anyways, there was, yeah, the Hellcat was an abuse in Tier 6 that pretty much everyone loved to drive because you could drive it like a medium tank, but it was a tank destroyer with better view range, better stealth, a gun that most medium tanks that tier just kind of wish they had. Yeah, it was a bit overpowered. This tank is not nearly as abusively overpowered, but the playstyle feels very, very similar in the fact that you've got decent view range, good stealth, and this really, really nasty gun that you can use to make even the largest tanks in the game sit back and take notice that you are shooting at them. So here in this one, well, we've got a Tier 5 light, a Tier 6 medium, and a Tier 6 heavy who have decided that their place in a Tier 8 game is directly on the front lines. And, well, I'm not expecting them to last too long, but so far, they haven't had anything show up that they can't probably handle themselves, but that doesn't mean I'm looking for opportunities to pick up some damage. T-35's not feeling too well anymore. I don't know why. That's something I should try and build up the smaller tanks, because otherwise they're very, very nasty. Okay, Tier 7 heavy tank. Actual, well, I would say a challenge the fact that this gun has so much penetration that, yeah, the Churchill, you can see it back away there. He did not enjoy that shot very much. Oof. Okay, oh, I just tried to smashed our VK a little bit. Make him pay for it. Oh, finally a real heavy tank is shown. The enemy IS-3. Definitely the tank I want to put some shells into. He's easily the most formidable vehicle on either team. Because of the, well, it's an IS-3. It's got mobility, it's got firepower, it's got armor. Matter of fact, the only thing it doesn't have is accuracy. So, it is a great close and personal brawling tank, which is where it's right at home. Wish that had gone PS 100Y. That would be nice. Oh well. Put 3045 out of misery. You can see that they're actually advancing on the other team. But they're like, okay, there's, well, there were 3 of you advancing on them, so now there's just 2 of you advancing on 4 tanks. That seems smart. So I roll forward thinking I'm going to try and put some shots down this ridge line to help back them up. Of course, just as I get here, the tank I most want to shoot shows up down where I could have shot at a face tank member, just like in position. Gosh darn it. Alright, well then I'll head back to my original shooting position and hopefully get some shots into this IS-3. Yeah, they've now cleared out everyone who made gamble to advance. Ah, the IS-3 reappears, but now he's up something where I can shoot at him. So I make sure I've got a good bush between me and him. Put a nice big hit into him. And I notice now I'm shifting direction because, well, I don't really want to be shot by the IS-3 gun. He didn't see me, but sometimes people try and blind shot tanks that have just shot them from the bushes up here, and every so often they would score hits. I prefer to try to avoid that. Now this is the point, I was looking at the mini-map and I've realized, oh hey, the other flank is collapsing. So I look at my side and say, I've got a Tier 8 medium and a Tier 6 medium to take on a Tier 6 TD and a Tier 8 heavy. In theory, they can handle it. And if they can't, well, it should take long enough to kill them that I can come over here and reinforce the eastern flank so that they don't completely collapse. And Charioteer is a very, very quick tank. Know this is super too long here. 50 kilometers an hour. Very, very quick to move into new combat positions. Alright. Well, that's a nice start at rescuing this flank. Alright, there's at least two, no, like that 3 tanks on this flank still. It's just being a bore sake. But hey, look, 54 Mod 1, and although you don't see it, there's also a Panzer 58 months. And the Borsig and I finished them both off pretty darn close to simultaneously. Even better, did not get detected there. So I pop up into this bush looking for that super Pershing. There's some like, you know, there's an M6 out there that has no high. Duck behind cover, so I don't really want to be shot if I can all help it. And how is this all perfect play? Well, I spent the first part of the match treating this thing as a long-range sniping tank, doing lots and lots of damage from the back. Now, late game, I still have all my hit points, and there's lots of low health enemy tanks around for me to take on. Now, Super Pershing's a little tricky. It's after all Super Pershing. I just go for the weak point right up there. See that Cooper is sticking out. That is the main weak point of Super Pershing. And once he's out, I can turn around and, oh hey, that IS-3 killed everything on his flank. But either the Fury or the Korea Patton managed to take out the IS-1. Why? This IS-3 is now the only thing left on his team. I'm at full health. If he's at anything less than, if his health is appreciably dropped, I can probably just roll in and kill him. So I'd ask my team, hey, how much health does he have? So first thing, I'll have to shoot him twice. Right up to the point where the Korea Cat says, no, he's only 233 hit points. Oh gosh, I can't possibly roll that low. The only way he's going to survive is if either ammo racks me or I bounce him repeatedly. Yeah, not going to happen. So I'm going to hunt down an IS-3 because kills. So I'm trying to guess how this IS-3 is going to make this approach. I'm just going to approach by the best covered route in hopes that I will be able to surprise him. Or we could just have a face-to-face. That's also fine. Take a nice big hit from him, but I still don't have hit points. I could afford it. Took the time, aimed, got the kill to secure the win. Let's take a look at the post-game stats of that one. So here are the post-game stats for the match you just watched, and that was, well, you know, it's good tank destroyer gameplay, which means sit in the back and shoot things. It's a lot of players like to frown at that sort of thing, but this tank is very thinly armored. It's basically just a Cromwell after all, so it can't really afford to take too many risks early in the game. Instead, you're trying to save your hit points for the cleanup part of the game, when you hopefully have done enough damage during the early parts of the game that the enemy team's on the back foot and you can afford to take hits to secure final kills. And hey, it was a pretty solid match. Now you can see racked up 5 kills on enemy tanks. Also got a little spotting damage on the that Mutz at the very end, kind of spotting him for the Borsig shot, and also spotting the M6 for the Borsig to shoot at the very end there. The team screen will say, hey, yeah, definitely one for the tank destroyers. Myself with 3,600 damage. The Korea Patton, who was holding up my flank with me, another 2,000 damage. The Borsig apparently did a big chunk of the work on his flank. And you can see this next to other players, the Cheeto, the KR, the E25, all had pretty solid matches. My other team, definitely worth pointing out, the IS-3. I thought I was going to drive out of this match with a high caliber, but nope. IS-3 pulled out a 4,000 damage match. And you know what? Considering how well he played, I don't mind seeing him get the heroic resistance bonus. You know, he kind of deserves to get full XP for a match like that. The Super Pershing, the 54 Mod 1, that 58 Mutz, E25, Panther 88 on the enemy team also all played solid games. I'm not quite sure what happened to SU-101. It's usually hard to kill an SU-101, but he needs to do some damage because it shoots so fast. But I guess something awful happened to him. Early in the match, I remember seeing the messenger being destroyed. He got snagged by an artillery. Well, no, that's not possible. There is no artillery. I guess he just got unlucky somehow. And of course, personal stats screen. 15 shots fired, 12 hits, reasonable accuracy, 11 pens because L7A1 gun. Doing most of my damage, as you can see, at long range. About maybe is that like 3/4 of it? Sure, we'll say that's probably actually more than 3/4 of it. Like 80% of the damage done from sniping positions, well in the back. Only at the very end do we close up and go in for close range combat. And of course, because of that, hey, only tried to take one hit to help secure the win. So, I hope you all enjoyed watching that match. Good game, and